what letter that is, Grover?
I think so.
What letter is this?
Q.
Q. This is indeed a Q.
Welcome to the Patriot Hour for Tuesday, October 9th, 2018. I am Michael, your host. If you're new to the channel, thanks for stopping in. Thanks for joining us, giving us some of your time. We got some new QAnon, Q clearance updates, breadcrumbs, drops. We're going to be going over them immediately. Again, if you're new to the channel, just please subscribe, maybe ring the bell, toggle the switch to work with you and your device in the best possible manner. All right, we don't have much, but we got a 2376. The last one we went over was 2375, Sally Yates in the kill box. Tons of stuff coming out on that. But we have an article here from The Hill. Former FBI lawyer plot to record remove Trump, not a joke. All right, so, former FBI lawyer plot to record remove Trump was not a joke. So then we have Sarah Carter here, a top FBI lawyer, testified that Rosenstein seriously considered secretly recording Trump. Boom, boom, boom. Coincidence? The news today is focused on a resignation. Coincidence that the news today is focused on a resignation. Think about that, folks. No coincidences, all right? How many coincidences before it becomes mathematically impossible? Let's think about that. Former FBI lawyer plot to record remove Trump is not a joke. Don't tell former FBI General Counsel James Baker that those now famous discussions about secretly recording President Trump and using the tapes to remove him from office were a joke. He apparently doesn't believe it, and he held quite the vantage point. He was on the inside of the Bureau's leadership in May of 2017 when the discussion occurred. Baker told Congress last week that his boss, then acting FBI Director Andrew McCabe, was dead serious about the idea of surreptitiously recording the 45th president and using the evidence to make the case that Trump should be removed from office, according to my sources. Baker told lawmakers he wasn't in the meeting McCabe had with Deputy Attorney General Rod Rosenstein in which the subject came up, but he did have first-hand conversations with McCabe and the FBI lawyer assigned to McCabe, Lisa Page, about the issue. As far as Baker was concerned, this was a real plan being discussed, said a source directly familiar with the congressional investigation. It was no laughing matter for the FBI. Word of Baker's testimony surfaced just days before Rosenstein was set to be interviewed in private on Thursday by House Judiciary Committee lawmakers. Since the New York Times first reported the allegations, Rosenstein, the number 2 Department of Justice official, had tried to downplay his role in them. His office has suggested that he thought the discussions were a joke, that Rosenstein never gave an order to carry out such a plot, and that he does not believe Trump should be removed from office. But making those statements through a spokesperson is a bit different than having Rosenstein himself face Congress and answer the questions under penalty of felony, if lawmakers think he is lying. Baker's account to the lawmakers this month clearly complicates an already complicated picture for Rosenstein before Congress, assuming he shows up for Thursday's interview. But even more so, Baker's story lays bare an extraordinary conversation in which at least some senior FBI officials thought it was within their preview to try to capture the president on tape and then go to the president's own cabinet secretaries, hoping to persuade the senior leaders of the administration to remove the president from power. So I was reading this article. It's a little, let me see here. Lawmakers that if he is lying, it's not too long. Baker's account to lawmakers this month clearly complicates an already complicated picture for Rosenstein before Congress, all right? They were trying to remove him from power. I read that article. I just lost my place. All right. Even more extraordinary is the timing of such discussions. They occurred, according to Baker's account, in the window around the firing of FBI Director James Comey. Could it be that the leaders of a wounded, stunned FBI were seeking retribution for their boss's firing with a secret recording operation? I doubt this is the power that Congress intended to be exercised when it created the FBI a century ago, or the circumstances in which the authors of the 25th Amendment imagined a president's removal could be engineered. This wasn't a president who was incapacitated at the time. He was fully exercising his powers. But in a way, the FBI leadership did not like it. And that makes the FBI involvement in the tape record, then dump Trump conversations overtly political. Even if Rosenstein believed that the whole idea was, a farcical, they're saying. Keep in mind this same FBI that a few months earlier during the 2016 elections had its top counterintelligence agent, Peter Strzok, talking to Page. By the way, that was his lover. And the top lawyer to McCabe about using their official powers to stop Trump in the election and having an insurance policy against the GOP nominee. That insurance policy increasingly looks like an unverified dossier created by a British intelligence operative, Christopher Steele, a Trump hater himself, that was bought and paid for by the Democratic Party and Hillary Clinton's presidential campaign through their mutual law firm. You walk away from the Baker interview with little doubt that the FBI leadership, in fact, in the 2016-17 timeframe, saw itself as far more than a neutral investigative agency, but actually as a force to stop Trump's election before it happened, and then maybe reversing it after the election was over, said a source directly familiar with the congressional investigation. Baker provided some valuable insights in his congressional interview. As I reported last week, he revealed that he accepted information in the Russia investigation from a lawyer for the Democratic National Committee. And my sources also confirmed that Baker admitted he received a version of the Steele dossier from a left-leaning reporter, David Korn, of Mother Jones magazine, and then forwarded it to Strzok's team. Korn says that occurred in November of 16, right after the election. The transaction is significant for two reasons. First, at the time, Steele had just been fired from the FBI probe for leaking to the media, and he wasn't supposed to be further assisting the probe. So Korn essentially acted as a backdoor to allow information to continue to flow. Secondly, the FBI was using the news media as an investigative source outside the normal chain of evidence. Whatever you think of Rosenstein or the Russia probe, the statements Baker made to the Congress have implications for all Americans. The FBI was created to investigate crimes and stop foreign intelligence and terrorism threats. It was never designed to be a broker in the political process of elections or the execution of the 25th Amendment. Okay, so that's an interesting article there. We got the Sarah Carter, she's great. Former top FBI lawyer testified that Rosenstein seriously considered secretly recording Trump. So we got a former FBI general counsel told in Congress last week that Rosenstein was serious when he discussed recording the president and invoking the 25th Amendment. So this will be a very similar article here. These will be linked down below for you guys. Check them out. Again, we just want you guys to do some of your own research. As far as pointing to an article, you guys have that opportunity. So what do we think? Boom, 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 boom. Coincidence the news today is focused only on a resignation. Isn't it just ironic? All right, so we are paying attention today. We're paying attention tomorrow. We're paying attention from here on out, folks. But we really want to pay attention this week. Big booms are coming. We already got one with the Supreme Court. Judge Kavanaugh sworn in immediately after, within hours. They didn't want to waste no time. He'd already missed a week of doing any kind of congressional work, Supreme Court work, looking into cases that, he can deal on, make choices on, decisions. All right, we'll keep this one short and sweet. We just had that one update. Let me do an update on the fly to make sure there's nothing new that came out. If so, we'll read that and go over it. If not, I will be back later this evening. I think we're going to be running the... All right, we got nothing new. So keep an eye out this evening for a live feed. I think we're going to be doing the Trump rally again. So as it, even with the camera, once we get the live feed that's meant for the public, we'll tap into that. You guys can watch it, be gathering. All you patriots, keep the conversations going, keep it good, keep it patriotic for all of you. And have a good time until the Trump rally starts. All right, we'll be up several hours beforehand and then through the whole duration. I'll jump in from time to time in the during the build-up while everyone's kind of joining in, and we'll get all pumped up. All right, we'll play some music. We'll take some requests. I'll be your DJ, so join in if you can. I'm not real sure if that speech is at 7:30 tonight. Look for that room to be brought up at like 5:30, several hours before, and it'll just be a place to hang, a place for all the patriots to come together, gather, and hang out and talk about patriotic things. I'm Michael. This is a Patriot Hour. God bless, Godspeed each and every one of you worldwide, and we'll see you back here real soon on the next Patriot Hour update. Have a great afternoon into your evening. We'll see you back here this evening.